What is going on YouTube? Hannah back making another brand new Crypto TV episode. In today's video, we are going to be looking at XRP, Litecoin, Bitcoin, Ethereum, obviously Stellar Lumens, the coin that we just added to the videos. We're also going to be looking at the S&P 500 if we have time. Specifically in today's episode, I want to continue discussing some very interesting key trends that we're seeing on most of the major cryptocurrencies. From last night to this morning, we've actually seen Ethereum breach all-time highs once again, setting new all-time highs for 2021 for Ethereum. We're seeing XRP see a slight pop in its price, breaking the 4-hour resistance that we needed so vitally to break. And then lastly, we're going to be looking at also XLM. As we know, XLM hitting some very interesting resistances, forming what appears to be a massive pennant flag or bull flag or whatever you'd like to call it, which is vital for what could be a massive pump to either direction, but that is still very good news. Otherwise, if you guys are interested in making money, learning how to, or where these cryptocurrencies are going to be headed, definitely make sure to watch the video to the end. Make sure to subscribe, turn on post notifications, leave a giant thumbs up as this does help out the YouTube algorithm, as well as follow me on Twitter at CryptoVOfficial. This way, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, you can DM me over there. Otherwise, let's jump right into today's episode. Alright guys, so yesterday's video we discovered, XLM. It was a coin that, obviously we knew about, but I haven't spent much time on it. I used to do it a couple months ago, a couple of years ago actually, but just right now I started to get back into adding other different cryptocurrencies because there's so many that are moving in such incredible directions against Bitcoin, showing, independent, trend lines and things like that, and that allows us to basically capitalize off runs in between some of the top 10 cryptocurrencies, as they are usually symmetrical or even identical to price movements within Bitcoin. So it's nice to see another cryptocurrency that we can look at that does like to trend differently. So to jump right into today's video, I just want to pull up the current coin market cap because I don't know why I don't have that on here. Boom, right here. And now you guys can see a few very key things. I want to show you guys top 10 cryptos. You can see out of the top 10 cryptos, things look fairly well. It's pretty crazy if you ask me. Stellar's up about 4.6, nothing to be too worried about. You can see at the bottom here. We have Bitcoin not really moving. Ethereum is up 13.97%. We even have XRP that's up 8%. Polkadot is down today, but was up over 100% just in the past 7 days, which is still freaking incredible. And then Cardano's up 1.94. So some very interesting things. It seems like today is a fairly bullish day, and I want to discuss more into that in the next couple of minutes. So to jump, I guess, right into things, I really want to look at XLM right now. Actually, we're going to start and phase through all these different altcoins as well as the S&P 500, just so we are all on the same page as to what's going on. So you can see real quick, we have the pattern we discovered within XLM. XRP, we see that we saw a massive pop above resistance, which is just incredible for the coin. We'll talk about that in a second. Ethereum breaches bullish, breaks above its all-time high for 2021, which is great, retesting 1433. We have Bitcoin not really moving anywhere, which is pretty interesting. Litecoin looks good, popped out of what appeared to be its, beautiful symmetrical triangle that we literally just drew on the coin, which wasn't that difficult to figure out. We drew this, we knew this, we acknowledged that this was a point of breach, and that's exactly what happened. And then the S&P 500 is recovering from retesting its bottom support as of yesterday. You can see we did retest just a few days ago on the 8th, the top resistance of this, ascending fractal, and now it's starting to correct lower, retesting bottom support. Now it's, full train ahead to the upside. So I guess to jump right into things, we'll look at XLM, then we'll jump into XRP. But really to focus on XLM right now, I do have Bityard pulled up. I mean, this is a great indicator chart too. As you guys know, I do use Bityard to trade cryptocurrency, to buy long, to sell short. We've been having some fairly profitable trades, especially on that Litecoin jump. But for right now, I've really been fairly patient on the XLM movement, specifically because I am a fairly conservative trader and I don't like to take that many risks, especially ones that I can't afford to lose. So I steer clear of those. I'm sure there are other YouTubers on there that have no problem doing so. But you can see there's a clear uptrend. There's a clear bottom support that is really holding out very well for the coin with 1, 2, 3, 4 points of contact here. I really do have to find a better, YouTube or YouTube player that doesn't have ads, so when we're displaying something, it doesn't pop up. But that's off besides the topic, besides the point. But then also specifically on XLM, we have a clear-cut resistance. It is very easy to tell that there is a clear resistance at 30 cents. Like the coin just does not want to break there. We can set smaller barriers at 31, and I think I'm actually going to do so. So what I mean by that is there's a clear resistance at 30. We know that. We know at 30 there's a resistance. But at 31, it seems like there's a second sort of, resistance where the prices have retested before and have fallen short. They've wicked up very close to it. So I want to make this one slightly thinner than the rest. So we just know that there's a slight opportunity where we can see some rejection here if we do decide to slightly breach outwards. Now, obviously, we're looking at this on the 4-hour charts, and I'll look at this again on the daily charts in a second. But basically, you can't use the 4-hour as great as you can use the daily. So you can see right now on the daily, you can see why we have drawn in the past, and I'll draw it again here, where that resistance is cut right here at, I would say, 31 cents, and then we have one lower down at 30 cents. Until we breach those, will I, basically consider us to be bullish. We need to close on the daily candle, not the 4-hour charts right now. That's our main focus. The coin clearly is showing higher lows, and there's clearly a point where resistance has been hitting, and it seems like the bulls really want us to break up bullish. So I'm really, really, really bullish on XLM. I had a couple of other people asking me today, well, you said yesterday's video that, are you bullish or are you bearish? And I think that's a great question. I mean, I'm more bullish than I am a correction, but there is still likely that scenario of correction to the downside. Markets are coming back. We're pumping. Coins are exploding to the upside. It almost makes sense that we're going to see higher levels come through. But we have to consider the ultimatum that we could see correction to the downside. We really can. And that's key for this movement. Just because, or let's just talk in regards to, cryptocurrency and technical analysis. Technical analysis will not gauge 100% of the time which direction the coin wants to go. But it will gauge about 99% of the time the time period that the coin is going to pop in some sort of big volume burst, whether that's the market dropping or moving up. We're fairly accurate with that. You can use Litecoin, for example. We literally just drew on our downtrend and our supports. They met at the apex right here. And then immediately after that, the coin popped off. I mean, that's when the volume came in. So it's very easy to figure out the time that we're going to see breakouts happen, not necessarily whether or not it's going to be bullish or bearish. We can then take proper precautions to figure out which direction those markets are going to move to. So vice versa, how that would apply to XLM for those ready to trade XLM. We have a clear-cut resistance at 31 cents. If the coin decides to close, let's say today's candle above 31 cents, we can give it a slight leeway, moving it up to maybe 0.317, and the second we see confirmation of a break above that, we know we're going to most indefinitely move to the upside in direction. Vice versa, there's a clear bottom support here. If support gets breached in any sort of sense and we break below 30 cent, the 30 cent support level, there's a good chance the coin is going to want to short all the way down to 26 cents. Regardless of direction, it does give us opportunities to capitalize off the movement. Obviously, you can use Bityard. They do have XLM that we've been trading right now. And you can easily create a short or create a buy, leveraging it as much as you want and capitalizing off the run. So definitely make sure to check out Bityard, as I did link them in the description. And we'd have over, I think, 800 people now that have signed up and taken advantage of the $50 sign-up bonus. So huge shout out to you guys for getting you free Bitcoin and learning how to trade on a demo account or on the live account, which is pretty cool too. So you don't actually have to risk your money until you're ready. But looking at, these coins in more depth, you can see once again on the daily what I'm referring to. There's a clear resistance here. Clear resistance. If we manage to break above here, we close at 32 cents, let's say today, then we know there's a fairly good chance we are going to be projected to move to the upside. Granted, the price has never really been above that resistance in a very long time. It's wicked up short per day, but ultimately it closes that candle that day at the resistance level. It does not want to breach through there. Then we fell lower, and now we're currently retesting that. So if at any point we see the XLM daily moving average, the XLM moving price closes above resistance, maybe even 32.8 or 32 cents, we know there's a fairly projected run that there's a good chance we're going to swing to the upside. It's mainly just watching and looking when we're going to break, when we're going to correct, and things of that nature. Vice versa, we close below here. We know, okay, well, today's candle actually closed at 8 cents. There's a very good chance tomorrow we're going to see a drop all the way back down to easily 22 cents. It's really that simple. We're just playing the cards right now. And when we see confirmation of higher up here, ever so slightly or lower than support ever so slightly, we know which direction to be buying into. So hopefully that explains things for XLM. Now these videos are going to be moving on longer as we are adding other cryptocurrencies to the videos, but as far as I understand, that's what you guys wanted. So hopefully you guys don't mind the 15 or 13-minute videos. Definitely let me know in the comments down below what you think. Is it too long? I don't think so, but you let me know in the comments. Now, looking at XRP, you can see that XRP is had a clear support. It was breached through by this resistance here. What was crazy and what we've been talking about for the past couple of days was in regards to the fact that we were looking for a breach above the moving average on the 4-hour. So obviously that's exactly what it did. I believe this was early today. We actually managed to breach below this or above this resistance here and above this uptrend. So that's great news for us. So I really want to see how today's candle closes. If we close above this uptrend here, that's really, really, really good news for XRP. And let me explain. So notice where we are. We broke above the moving average. That's great support on the 4-hour. But let's see the daily. Let's see how things, trend out on the daily. Notice that we had an uptrend. There was an uptrend at some point on this coin where prices were bouncing off of here. Unfortunately, it breached slightly lower and we corrected down. So let's see if we're able to either adjust this, maybe to something like this. It's very possible. If that is the case, then there's going to be some sort of breakout much later, and I don't want to extend the time until we see where today's candle closes. But otherwise, we could slightly tweak the charts to allow and incorporate this bottom support and consider that maybe that was where it was supposed to be the whole time, something like that, and then moving this just like this. It is very possible, but there's only 2 points of confirmation on the daily support, and that's not necessarily a good thing. We do have to wait to see whether or not that's going to be vital, because 2 support contacts is not that accurate. So again, the commercial, let's let that roll by. Boom. Okay. And then we have to consider whether or not we're going to be heading up. Regardless, if we manage to break back into this uptrend, the support that I have here, and we break through this resistance, which is a very strong resistance at that, you can see where it's cutting through right here. This is a problem zone. This is a coin that has had resistance at about 30 cents. We'll see if we can breach through that. If we close today's candle above there, then there's a very good chance the next couple of days we are going to see a swing and retest the daily moving average closer to about 35 cents. And that's an opportunity to be buying in on XRP. So I'm fairly excited for that. We'll see where exactly that wants to take us. Otherwise, we, recess back down below this resistance and we anticipate correction to the downside. But coins do look fairly bullish. We've seen a lot of coins and volume come back into the market. It seems like coins and volume is leaving Bitcoin and actually swinging into other cryptocurrencies, which I find fairly fascinating. And I guess tomorrow I'll share with you guys a very interesting article I have that I did want to share with you guys today, but I actually forgot about it. Let me pull this up real quick. I just want to give you guys a sneak peek as to what it is, and then we'll discuss it more tomorrow. This is by Crypto Anonymous on Medium. It basically talks about the bit short inside crypto's doomsday machine. And what was interesting, it shows where the money flow from and to Bitcoin was in the last 24 hours as Tether moved into Bitcoin, and then Bitcoin moved into these cryptocurrencies. Ethereum, Binance, XRP, Litecoin, Qcash. I find it very fascinating and very interesting. And if you are who shared that with me, thank you for the article. So I'll definitely talk about it more in tomorrow's episode in the beginning. But to jump back into the XRP chart, there's a good chance if we manage to breach above this resistance. I mean, this is just the beginning of today. If we can close above, or if we can close tonight above certain key resistance areas, there's a good chance we're going to be coming back and we're going to be seeing some big swings to the upside, and I'm fairly excited. Ethereum saw a massive break. Nobody was really anticipating this, not at the run that it had, which was still great. But you can see it does have an uptrend. We did bottom out. We're retesting the bottom support. It just broke up so much higher, so much quicker than we were anticipating. I do think we are going to see a small short-term reversal. I don't think it's unexpected, but we are going to be wicking probably slightly lower. But consider this. Ethereum looks bullish now too. All these cryptocurrencies look bullish too. There's a good chance XLM is going to pop with all these cryptocurrencies as well. We're going to see probably the coin breach above this resistance as it currently is, close the daily above that. And we're going to see some, big bull runs. We are definitely going to see some, all-time highs once again. You can see with resistance here in the past, we easily broke all the way up got extremely overextended. So the power is there. The volume and the movement is still there for the coin to do. So let's see how that closes. My one shocker is worth Bitcoin. Bitcoin looks, like I said, like it wants to pop. We talked about the bearish divergence where the uptrend was showing reversal on the downside. So there's a slight possible chance of seeing the coin breach lower, and we could be seeing the alt season come back. We could be seeing money siphoned out of Bitcoin, moving into these altcoins. It's very possible, but we don't look bad for Bitcoin, at all in any sense. We're holding very well above our 4-hour support level on this uptrend right here, and there's a good chance we are going to see some sort of run back up to retest all-time highs again, closer to 41,000. If we anticipate a bearish break to the downside, we could see some pretty catastrophic things all across the board. But right now, Bitcoin's holding up fairly well. Litecoin, like I said, saw some very, very, very powerful pops. You can see just like that from the 4-hour trading at about 50 on the RSI. We exploded all the way up to overbought. We're kind of hitting a resistance right now, toppling over. But you can see the clear symmetrical triangle led to a bullish pop, and that's exactly what happened. Looking at XLM, you can see on the 4-hour here, we're pretty much trading at that. We're trading right at 55, giving us plenty of room to see that explosion that we're looking for, and that could easily carry us up to the upside. So there's plenty of potential there. Otherwise, guys, that's pretty much going to wrap up today's video. Definitely make sure to check out BitYard if you haven't already. Make sure to subscribe to the channel, turn on post notifications, leave a giant thumbs up if you are, a huge, supporter of Crypto TV. And I'll see you guys in tomorrow's episode. Peace.